All right. So welcome to another episode of Adding Perspective with Josh. I'm Josh.
I'm Coach Nrgy.
I'm Aphrodite.
I'm Edwina.
All right. How long? Okay, this is a good one today. Okay. How long should you wait before you get married? Okay.
Forever.
Let's say wait a date. Extra date. So how long should you date before you get married?
Oh, date, not wait.
Yeah. Totally confusion right there. My
So we talking about wait or date?
We can talk about both. Don't worry about that. Okay. But but the title is date. Okay. The title is date. How long should you date before?
Forever.
Yeah, before
Forever.
you get married.
And ever.
This is a part 2. Okay. Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
So part 1, people, you ain't seen it, go back and look at that, okay? Because it's good. Okay, it's good. You might want to catch that. But honestly, how long should you date before you get married? I don't think that there's a time frame for most people about how long you should date unless you have other things that you're trying to get to in your life, and like marriage is just kind of one of those things you just try to check off your list or something like that. Then your time frame might be a little bit different than most. But I think that in order to vet somebody to see if they actually like are marriage material and see if they're like really, in the same, I guess, headspace as you are, my advice is take your time. That's just my initial advice, right?
Take your time, yeah, I mean.
Going into that something like that, you want to have both eyes open, okay? You don't want to have this eye closed right here and this eye open, okay? Because this eye right here, if it was open, you would have seen it. You would have seen it, okay? You would have seen it coming, okay? Like, just say it, okay? What do you guys say?
Forever.
You've been singing the whole entire time, okay? You've been singing the whole entire time.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
I like to say, you don't think people should be married at all?
No, I know it's no. I was teasing, and you can get married whenever you feel like it. I have nothing against marriage whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it's individual ideas, depending on what each person has going on, in the respect of if you have kids. It might take a minute for you to truly vet the person to see if that's going to be a promising or even a longer relationship than 2-3 months before you introduce your kids and see if they're compatible with your kids, and then move to that step. Then it's a point of, even if you want to get married, there are some people that they find like it is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We can date forever, we can live together forever, that type thing. So
Never
want to be married, I guess, is the first thing. Do you want to be married at that point?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In some states, you staying with somebody that long, you
Common law.
You married.
Gotta get a divorce anyway, so might as well go through that thing.
They don't exist in Georgia.
You say like,
it's in Texas. It is. It's here in Texas.
Yeah, shoot. A lot of that stuff is like it's kind of already out there in some states. But segueing over into marriage, actually segueing over to being in a relationship, then getting engaged, and then getting married. All those steps are like they are pretty big leaps. Like they are pretty big leaps and bounds. Because I feel like as soon as people get that, as soon as some people get that engagement ring on, that's when your clock starts right there. Okay, right there. That's when it starts to get real. It is. Just say it. Say it. It's supposed to get real then. So start preparing yourself for that married life, husband and wife. Those duties that come along with that. What are those duties? What is it?
It sounds so dreadful right now.
I mean, it's not dreadful or anything like that, but it's something that you definitely have to prepare for. It's not something that what do they say? Something that you enter in lightly. Like it's not anything like that. Like,
yeah. But I think you can only vet them so far, because I think even as a relationship, you continue to learn each other. Mm-hmm. Whether you're together in a relationship or married, even if you're married, you've been married 2 years, I think you continue to learn something that you didn't know before. So it's a continue. And then as the relationship grows, some people change. As you age, you change. Something you didn't like before, you like now. So, I mean, I don't know if this was actually a set time. I've seen people get married dating 6 years. I've seen people get married dating 6 months. I have one, I think, co-worker, she had grandparents who went out on a blind date and got married the next day. They were together for 50, 60 years. So I guess it just all depends on, I guess after you get the basic, important questions out of the way. I guess maybe somewhat of what you feel from there, I guess.
Yeah, that situation that you just described, I think that's a rarity, though.
It is.
Where somebody gets married that quickly and they together like 30 some odd years and they still happy, like, and not just together, right?
Right.
They happy being with that person for 30 some odd years. And they not staying in separate bedrooms or sleeping in separate beds, like those two like college bunk beds, those little things, like one bed over here, one bed over here, the other bed over there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very rare.
It is rare.
To actually have something like that. Yeah, it is. That is a lifetime of consistency. It is a lifetime of consistency, even when you don't want to.
Jackson.
I know he making it sound just like terrible, isn't it? Golly.
It's not terrible. It's not like
the way you make it sound like this is.
That's because we're talking about marriage, and marriage is a serious subject. Like it is. Like
you can talk about a serious subject without making it sound like you dying over there, Josh.
I mean, it's not like that or nothing, like But you go into it. I think that some people just they take it too lightly. Like they just take it.
I agree with that.
They take it like, okay, we've been together X amount of years and stuff like that. So now that we have this new role that we're stepping into, ain't nothing gonna change. That's funny. I tell people all the time that as soon as that preacher say, hey, this is X and Y right here, like this is your new life and stuff like that. Oh, that's day one. Okay. That's day one all over again. It is. And most people, they don't consider that. All they consider is, okay, we've been together 15 years or whatever the case may be. And we just got this official. That's all it is.
Yeah, some people do look at that. They've been together that long, especially they live together.
Oh yeah.
So then at that point, it's just a piece of paper.
Yeah. But something inside of you has to change. Okay, like whatever that is, that need to change. Okay, like if it's just that one little thing that needed to change, that thing need to change. Like it do. Okay, like research inside yourself and change that. If to try to change that whenever you married and you already there, oh yeah, you're gonna be working against yourself the whole entire time. But that's the thing. I think that women and men obviously take that differently, obviously. And I think that preparing for a process like that, about like, especially even how long should you date a person before you get there, I think even that's differently for men and women. Like that part right there. Like, you know, the waiting period between getting married and stuff like that. Because for men, I can come with a whole bunch of different, you know, criteria per se. And I think that a lot of that just kind of depends on the individual as well. But a lot of men are very physical based. Yes, very physical attribute based. Yes. So if some of that isn't like clicking, you know, earlier on, you might start seeing someone like really just start pulling away a little bit. Just a little bit. But on the opposite side of that, I know women are a little different than that. A little different, right? A little different from that standpoint. Yes, you guys can join in because there's more women on here than me. So me. Just saying, I'm the only person that's right here. So it's like you can fill in the gaps for me at any time. You know, that just so they know. Yeah, no.
You know, some women, I guess, if they're looking to be married, they have to make sure that you can provide and sustain. You know, what they say, the safety and the security and all that has to be there. And maybe however long it takes them to figure that part out will determine how long it takes them to get married to that person.
Yeah. Safety and security, you said?
And providing. That's like all that. That's providing doesn't mean just monetary. I mean all of it, like the money part, the emotional part, the sexual part, all of it. They have to be able to provide all of it, not just one aspect of it.
What if the sexual aspect of it is really good? Then does it like outweigh all the rest of it?
Some people it will, depending on the end. I'm saying but when you really look at a relationship, that may be the first thought. I'm gonna say the first thought, possibly. But I always look at it from the aspect of, if you're looking for this to be long term, if you're really looking for this to last till you're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, it's going to be a point where that's not going to be there. That's not going to be there anymore. So it has to be something more than that. Yeah, they can be good and they can be wonderful, but if that went away, Lord forbid they had a car accident the next day, and that can't actually be as heavily involved as it was before. So you have to have some other substance there to keep you together besides that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I had to throw that in there though, because you know there are probably some people out there that are wondering about that.
Hey, a lot of people get married for convenience though. Let's talk about that. If it's on the convenience aspect, does it matter how long you wait?
Yeah. But what about those people then? This is probably a very small case too. Those people that get married because they want to have a baby, or they want to have a family.
Yeah, let's go back to that clock is ticking type situation we're talking about.
Yeah. There's so many different ways to have a family. It is. There's so many better ways to have a family. It is. To get married. Oh, about the other thing part about that too. So if a person has a kid with someone, is that a valid reason to get married?
No.
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 Because that happens a lot.
No. Just because y'all have a child does not mean you need to be getting married. That does not mean that.
Right.
Might just want that family environment, you know.
Okay. And
yeah, but
a lot of
if you don't click, then what's the point?
Right. You're right, but hey, that happens too. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Not many people get married because they had a child and the child stuck in the middle of that mess because y'all decided to get married because y'all had a child.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just trying to figure that thing out. I'm not saying maybe marriage might not be further down, but you could do more detriment to the situation and even that child when you could have just waited to make sure that was gonna be a good fit you and for a good fit for you both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
Or how many people stay in the marriage because they got children?
There you go. Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna leave because we got these kids. I gotta wait till they get 20. Then you got 4 of them gotta turn 20 before. It's not that great. It's not always great. It's not always good. I don't see it too many times, and it's like, so did that make sense? But to them it did. Do it make sense? To them it did.
People don't want to break up a happy home.
Okay.
But it ain't so happy.
Miserable.
But you know that's the reality of some people's situation. There is that depending on how long you've been with a particular person, like, and you've probably been married like maybe 20 years, something like that, whatever the case may be. There's a certain level of comfort that sets in. Like a certain level of comfort, even though you are unhappy, there's still a certain level of knowing that there's maybe a second income there or something like that. Or
that's true.
Whatever the case may be, and just
convenience.
Yeah, that's it. Just moving around like that is at that point probably something you just don't want to do with your life at that point.
That's true. And then plus getting back out in the dating game after being married for so long and dealing with the new foolery, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
They rather deal with the foolery they already got than
that's the foolery that you know. Okay, it ain't nothing unknown, though.
that could be a reason.
That's a valid reason. That's a valid reason because that interview process is vicious. Okay, like it is.
I'm just gonna go. Listen. Nrgy has this 14-point plan. Okay, 16. I'm sorry, 16-point plan. So to anybody that is vetting a new person, I need y'all to get with Nrgy. Get with Coach Nrgy now, cause she got you. Okay, for $49.95.
$49.95.
$49.95.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She'll get you right. Like all major credit card companies, including Zelle and Afterpay, they take that too. You know what I'm saying?
They get on promotion.
Yeah. Woo!
It is. Vetting is very important.
Because all those situations y'all were naming, those can be avoided. Yep.
I'm trying to figure out why aren't they though? You know, like why aren't those things avoided? Some people, a lot of people fall for that. The okie-doke,
Not the okie-doke.
Fall for that okie-doke.
Josh said his age.
Is it okie-doke? That's the other thing I heard about this. People that date people for their potential, right? Or the person that you believe that they can be, but they're not that person right now. Right now, like they're not that person right now.
Hey,
it happens. It happens.
That person that, you know, got that great business idea, you know, just always talking about this. I got this idea. I got this idea.
And they just need that. They just need that other person to connect it, huh?
Yeah.
Like we building blocks around here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a negative. But yeah.
Have those opportunities. I guess it's not an opportunity, but the family that exists to where in a situation where he said they have a baby and the parents are like, okay, you gonna do this. Like they don't have any options at that point.
Yeah.
And we still got those. And then you got the young-minded, the real young-minded that think they're gonna have a baby to keep somebody in hopes of leading to the altar.
True that.
Yeah.
I need them to think a little bit more.
Yeah. I'm going back to the dating with potential thing, right? Like, why, what is up with that? You know what I'm saying? Why
Wouldn't that be more like a college aspect of
that's not a college. That's a real thing.
It's really some grown folks that's
I know. We're talking about potential, where you know that he has this degree in this and you got this degree in that. So you know the potential is there, but then he gets out and he or she gets out of college and this great degree that they spent all this money for becomes like it's non-existent at that point. But they had the potential when it started. They had great potential. Just fell off at the wayside over there somewhere.
So I think what it is that dating for potential or whatever, like people really get it. Let me see how to put it. Like when you dating for potential, like this is what I have seen, right? Like because they see like the ambition in that person, I guess the characteristics of that person. So they be like, man, they could potentially be the best husband, wife, or, you know, business partner. They could be all that potential till they get so caught in the potential they don't realize that that's not really who that person want to be or who that person is trying to be. Mm-hmm. But in the other person's head, they have developed all this so-called potential for this person. And it goes back to now you're trying to change them from being individually or who they are. So then you get in this marriage, this relationship, and you're mad because the potential you thought they had or the potential you know they had is not what you need for it to be. To develop or to move for wherever you're trying to move to. I think that's how I'm trying to put it. I just got to make sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's fair. That sounds right. It does. I think just dating with potential thing, how do I put that, right? So when you meet a person, right, you meet this person, you start talking, you start sharing your life stories and things like that, and you start sharing your ambition, your goals, your dreams, your hopes, your vision board, you know, all these different things you start sharing and stuff like that. And I think some people get excited about that because I think that once a person starts talking about, you know, the things that they would like to do and the places they would like to go and the money they would like to spend on this kind of stuff, for some, that's an attractive thing. Like, that's a very attractive thing to hear that kind of stuff. But like you were saying, Aphrodite, like, you know, once you've heard the vision and the goals and the dreams and the aspirations and the diagrams and you haven't seen it before and stuff like that after that 15th time or maybe the 20th time and stuff like that, all that stuff just turns into like, what are we doing? You know, like are we just talking about all these aspirations, these dreams, these goals, these visions, diagram? Like, are we just talking about are we just talking about this stuff? Are we actually going to actually do something with that? But that's the other thing that people kind of get locked into too when it comes to this whole premise about how long you should date someone. To me, that's a red flag moment right there. So if a person starts laying out all these ambitions, all these goals, all these dreams, all these aspirations and stuff like that, and don't have an actual plan, like a plan, like in year 1, year 2, year 3, this is what I'm hoping to do. I don't even care if by year 1 it comes up and you like halfway there, I'm okay with that. But if we by year 1 and you haven't even just attempted to even get there, that's a different conversation, okay?
That's a problem.
That's a different conversation. But I think that's how some people mess up, because when that year 1 come around, there's no conversation. There's no conversation at all. It's just acceptance. That's all it is just acceptance. Oh, okay. All right. They tried. They didn't try.
It's the potential. Stop playing, Josh. It's the potential.
I understand that, but that potential, don't keep that belly fed, you know? Don't keep no gas in that tank, you know? Like, don't pay that gas, that light bill, you know?
It can potentially do that.
Don't pay that water bill. Hey, I want to see that person get on their phone and be like,
potential? Can you pay this for me?
Water bill? Yeah.
I got potential on the mind.
Both of y'all.
Oh.
As soon as you hang up that phone, your stuff will be off.
Look, Josh, you be like, can you hear me now? We're not doing it today, Josh. That's not what we're doing today.
Y'all silly.
But all these things that we're talking about are potentially things that need to be talked about before you consider being married. Like, that's the thing.
That's true.
It's a whole bunch of different scenarios, but like I said, all these things need to be addressed before you make that next step to being married and developing that marriage mentality.
Yeah. But how long does it take to address all the things that need to be addressed? Does that take 6 months? Does it take a year? Or do we address them as far as conversation? And then do we watch for actions to see if what they're saying or what they're doing is matching what they're saying to know, okay, yes, I can get married at this point, or I'm ready to get married at that point. I mean, really, how long would that take?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a timeline, though, unless you all developed and talked about a timeline. Some people are more action-led than they are you just having a conversation.
Right.
You know, so if a person is more action-led and y'all talked about a timeline, that timeline don't hit, and them actions don't line up with that conversation, or then that's that's potentially a wrap for them.
Yeah, negative ghost rider. Yes.
Yeah. So I would basically say that it depends on how patient you are. Like how patient, how much patience you have for that person that a person is talking to. Because if your main objective is to get married, right? Like if that's your overall main goal whenever you potentially are with that particular person, and you have this idea that you want to get married in maybe a year, right? Or something like that. And you talk to that person, you say, hey, this is my goal. That's not saying that, you know, you have to like propose right now and nothing like that, but that's something that, you know, I would want, right? And that person says that they want that too, right? But you're preparing yourself. And the other person is not prepared to fail. Then that would be that sign to say, hey, maybe I should start rethinking some things. Because conversation. Go ahead.
Go. Finish your statement.
I'm just saying, like, when you have like conversations, especially depending on a particular topic, and the person doesn't like take it seriously, makes you question certain.
Yeah. I was going to add to answer Edwina's question is to have checkpoints, you know, to address it at certain points over time to make sure that not too much time is passing by before you know, say, okay, hold on, we need to have another discussion. Yeah.
Checkpoint. Okay. Like checkpoints could be like every month.
Yeah, every 30 days, depending on what the thing is. But yeah, every 30 days or whatever will fit, whatever makes sense.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Like it is.
It is. Really is.
So I was going to tie back down to consistency. You know, how consistent you going to be with these checkpoints. Like,
and that determines how important that thing is to the person who's waiting to see, you know? If it's really important to them, they gonna be on it. But if they're like, you know, it ain't as important, then they'll let it fall to the wayside.
I was gonna say something, but I don't know. I don't think it applies. You know, I was having a conversation with somebody. I'm gonna say it anyway. So I was having a conversation. With somebody about how long should a person wait before they give up the goods to somebody when they date. I thought there should be like a set of rules there about that. Like a set of rules. Like there has to be like some type of like calendar type situation, like waiting a certain period or something like that. Because I don't think that people wait long enough.
I know.
No.
Shoot.
Okay, I don't think people wait long enough, right?
Yeah.
Like at least let a person earn it. Just at least. Just at least let them earn it, okay? just a little bit, right? Like here you go. Just don't do that, okay? Just like don't do that, okay? Like
That's a very valid point, though. I mean, because if you don't see the potential in a person, I mean, not just you just one of them people that's just your thing or something, maybe. But why waste your time? Why even give of yourself like that if they don't hold the characteristics or responsibilities or whatever it is that you deem important? If they don't even have those characteristics in that person, why even go there?
Because Bob is not available.
Go buy some batteries.
And we've just turned left.
You ain't. That's why, right there. Okay, that's why. Okay, like
all probably is available. They just need to hold. They need Bob to scratch the itch. They need to
there you go, right there. That's it, right there. Human flesh is always better, but you just got to feel it.
Bob be more arms now.
A ring. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a curve. You never know. Some.
Look at this.
Warm body with some warm blood running through it.
There you go, right there.
Oh my God.
Look at Energy face.
Hey. Wait, people actually okay. Like a curve is a choice
Oh my.
Yeah.
that people want.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think she can be Aphrodite.
Oh
Versus
man.
just straight.
Okay.
Huh?
Hold that
Okay.
thought. Hold that thought.
Okay, I'll hold it.
Hold that thought.
Okay, I'll hold it.
Write it down and write it down. We'll come back.
Oh wow. All right. So
They waiting and dating. Let's go back.
we've made some good headway here today. We have. That is a great way to end this episode. It is, okay, like
But I have
Another-
questions, so
well, we gonna get to these questions. We not gonna get up right here, okay? We're not on here. We not get to those questions right there, okay? So another episode of Added Perspective with Josh. I'm Josh.
don't just serve it on a platter. I'm Coach Nrgy.
Don't do it.
Our Aphrodite.
I'm a winner.